A very special greetings to you. Welcome to the penultimate program for 2023, titled The Hour. I remember when we started The Hour in 2023 in January, it was just like 3 weeks ago. And now we are the program before the final one in the same year. Where has this year gone? What has happened to the resolutions that you made, that I made, that we all made? Can we look back to see what has transpired? I know at the beginning I said I wanted to publish many texts. At least I published one, Dame Eugenia Unedited, and there will be another book coming out in time for the carnival season, published by me, of course, through my dear friend Sam, G&G. I think establishments. I don't even want to call them a service because they are involved in so many things. So part of my resolution came true. It was not quite a resolution, it was a wish. And a number of other things that I wanted to do actually did materialize. So I am thankful for that. As we come to the end of the year, I have a wish list, of course, going into the new year. And on my last message in this year, I will present a major speech. Breaking news. I'll present a major speech on electoral reform. My observation on the process. So I'll present that to Dominica and the world before the new year, because in the new year, reform will become a law. And that will be the beginning of a new phase of Dominican politics. So before the new year breaks, I will present this piece on reform. So I'm putting out early notice for those of you who might try to preempt me to try it. Do it. My speech has been written for the past 4 months. It's ready to go. So whatever you do now, haphazardly, will be seen for what it is. But I'll present a major piece on Dominica's electoral reform, the consultative process. Today, I am looking at a wish list that I have for the 2023 Christmas season. Before I get into that wish, let me say the past 12 months have been exciting. I have no regrets in terms of what has transpired. I have gained in tremendous areas. I have made progress and I have thrived. I thank my Creator and those who believed in me, who stood with, by, and for me, and were willing to defend me at any and every cost when the enemies and the opponents came blazing, with all guns blazing. And Carlos Charles has to be mentioned here immediately as a public figure who has stood up with and for me and believed in my abilities to do things politically in Dominica. And I can call a few more names, but I'll call them after Carlos' name would have settled. I want to mention Petra as well. Wonderful sister. Family, blood thicker than water, who confer with me on and off, and we have a wonderful relationship. She too is someone to look out for in the new year. And my dear friend Ching and Chrissy, and the list goes on of people that I am in touch with on a daily basis. And the other friends and individuals who I do not know, including one of those who randomly reacted to a comment that I made to someone who was trying to say things about me or live on social media. And I saw this random person gave a little heart to my response to that individual. And I won't say what happened, but the rest of it all is that direct communication with that person suggests that he or she totally believes in what I am doing and gave me commendations personified. And I told him or her that you have just given me a new lease. You have given me new hope to fight and to keep on doing what I'm doing. Because who knows that this random person would think so much of the work that I have been doing. So I say that to introduce a little thing called legacy, because your legacy is that which lasts long after you. So you can have a good legacy, or a bad legacy, a legacy that is checkered, one that is problematic. My legacy is one that empowers people. And a number of things that I have done have been stolen by people, or they attempted to steal them. Beginning with the Pampo Foundation and the need or the awareness to celebrate and to promote our wonderful centenarians and to embrace longevity as a pillar of survival in Dominica that the government and their people took, turn it into Yes We Care, and now Yes We Care becomes a poster image for a gentleman who is the poster boy of the Yes We Care program. I won't call names. Now people in the system knows that this awareness and attention to the elderly came from me. And I've told them why I was so passionate and still remain passionate about the elderly, because my great-grandmother, Mama, died at 103. She wasn't ready to die, but she died. I won't get into the details of her death. And since her passing, I saw every elderly as the living manifestation and embodiment of my great-grandmother. So that is my reason why. Tell me a reason why you're doing Yes We Care, if it's not a political partisan vote for me reason. So my reason went beyond that, and that's why when I saw Pampo and Miss Rose and all of them, I saw my great-grandmother in those people. So that is my passion for all the elderly. May your point Sahod Moiri, and now it is Yes We Care. And when you look on GIS, all the wonderful, beautiful elderly people saying, thank God for who? That wasn't the mission. That's not what we started with the Pampo Foundation. When we procured food for our elderly, wholesome food every month. I was not in the picture. Brisbane would go and deliver the baskets of food every month to the elderly. I was not there. Ruzi was with me. Ruzi was not there. The elderly got lights, water, phone free. I was not looking for glory. I was trying to help a particular category of Dominicans. May your point out more, like they can steal my legacy away from me. And one of them or two of them tried to steal a party that I created. And other things. So what I'm saying, that in the life that we live right now, in the latte eclair way, and no matter what you do to somebody's work, it is somebody's work. And if not now, but my estate will prove that a lot of things that people claim as theirs would have come from yours truly, with the blueprints and facts and proof that connects me to the issues. So Sakuye, when you get my ideas and go and claim it as yours and try to discredit me in the same process, at the end of the day, I have a paper trail of evidence that will absolve me from some of the things that you guys do. So that is what I wanted to say before we get started with my wish list for 2024. So I have exhaled a bit. Now we are going to tell you the things that I really wish as we enter a new year. So here we go. I have 4 major items, and I'm going to discuss item number 1 on my wish list. And my producer has told me that we are going to go with a different style. So I'm going to go with this style that my producer told me. 2023 wish list. And you could see the wonderful PowerPoint that was created to discuss the wish list. As we go high tech, and probably we will do more of these sorts of presentations going into the new year. The first thing that I'm saying in terms of the wish list is that the institution of government was not designed to be used as a partisan thoroughfare. And what that means is that government right now, as we know it, is a fight between parties, and that's not what the idea of government was created to be. It was created to serve the individuals, to create the sort of environment that is conducive to thriving, not for parties to try to belong. And in the Dominican context, we have had one party who has seemingly hijacked the people's government and are doing all they can to maintain the government in their favor. So I ask for respect. That's the first on my wish list for the 2023. Well, as we go into the new year. And I say respect is not just a two-way stream. It's a multi-track lane. Because we used to believe, we were taught that, oh, respect goes both ways. To you, to me, but no. Respect go all around, because I may respect Carlos and he may respect me. But if Carlos does not respect my sister and I do not respect Carlos's mother, the respect is not mutual. Because I'm going to say, but Mr. checking me Irie and no, he's not checking my people Irie. So we have a problem. So respect is not a two-way stream anymore. It is a multi-track lane that comes from different sides. And authority, which is government, must not prize out respect from people, must not purchase it, must not threaten you to respect them. Authority has to earn respect. And the people do not have to demand respect. The people achieve it. How do they do it? By letting the authority and others know that respect is due. When you demand things of government, you hardly ever get them. So authority is something that is created through government, and the authority earns it, or it must earn your respect. To earn one's respect is to do things that justify you respecting me. Giving me money and handouts and paying certain bills for me does not tell me I must respect you. It tells me I must depend on you. So if I'm going to respect you, allow me the opportunity to make my own money. And me in turn, if I'm going to get your respect, I have to tell you I deserve it. I don't demand it. Look, when you come and give me $20,000 and expect a food, I'm going to say, look, let's talk. So respect is not scare tactics. It is earned and achieved. Trust the people, ladies and gentlemen, who know something and care enough to share what they know. So somebody appears to know something and it looks as if they know it and they were sharing it with you. Trust them. Trust can be tough, but at least you cannot exist in perpetual distrust. We need to trust. So I'm asking us as a wish list to trust the people who you think know something, even if you do not support them politically, but it looks like Alex knows what he's talking about and he's at least trying to share. Let me trust that he's doing that for me. And be very aware of people who don't know and they pretend to know and they pretend to care. Because guys, you can know someone who do not know. You can call them subtly. They think they will come with fancy talk. But people know who do not know. People know who are just trying to get things by them, and people who have no choice say, well, I don't know, I don't really what they do. I get what I get. But guys, if we have to go beyond that threshold where we are right now for trust to be established, we really must place our confidence in people who know and tell us what they know. I'm not going to tell you about law. I'll leave that for my friend Isidore and Ronald Charles and others, Gina, and others. Let them tell you about law. They are lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a political scientist. I can only tell you about politics and a little partisanship too, because partisanship and politics go hand in hand. Yes, I may not support your party, but I know a little bit about the topic. So if I am here trying to tell you something about the topic, well, at least trust that I know something, and I'm trying to help us to see ourselves around it. But there are people who do not know. But they come pretending that they know, and they pretending that they care by sharing you partisan hogwash. So that is the point number one. Respect. Point number two goes from point number one. My partner tell me to share my thing, but I have to know. See how I switch the PowerPoint to the next page. Health. Your health is your wealth. Money is not wealth. Money can be riches. Money can assist in procuring better health. Money can source things that you cannot source without money. Money is a necessity. But money in and of itself is not health. Because if money was health, Steve Jobs et al. Would have been here still. They would have been able to purchase their health to remain with us. No matter how much money you have, how many hundreds of thousands you have, millions, billions, trillions you have, that does not equate to your health. Health is wealth. And to be healthy means to have a body and mind that function in ways that allows the individual longevity with ease and no very minimal stress. With aging, you have certain things happening and you deal with whatever happens when you age. But if you're a healthy person, when you age, it still is even more pleasurable aging. Although aging essentially is pleasurable with the pain and everything that comes with it. But if you are in good health, you will have a very good quality of life. We used to be a healthy people. And what we can do is to look back from where we came. I mean, we just lost our world-class doctor who came from a Dominican health system that was the best in the world when she moved to Paho. Can we say the same thing about Dominica's healthcare system? Am I knocking the system? But I've heard some dreaded stories. So we used to be that. Let's see where we came from and let's turn back the hands of time if we can. We need to eat healthy stuff, man. Wholesome stuff. The kind of stuff that Jerry Brisbane and Odie Brisbane and Sons donated to the centenarians every month in food hampers. Not the Christmas cake I see them having, them people blowing out now. Can you imagine someone is celebrating 100 years and they have a Christmas cake, a birthday cake with candles on it? I mean, really? Cake, C-A-K-E, the essence of sugar. Not even a fruit cake, no, like a Dominican traditional cake, no. A cake with icing on it. For people celebrating birthday, especially centenarians, elderly. That's not how we did it before. Jerry Brisbane and Susan Watty created, and they got the best wholesome foods, natural grains, and distributed to our centenarians. They ate healthy and wholesome foods. That's what we need to do. We need to support farming and farmers. Agriculture should be on our front burner. We should not cook in Dominica if we do not cook Dominican agricultural produce. Well, you can cook your little imported food if you want, but everybody should cook Dominica every day. If you cook and eat Dominica, you're going to remain strong as we used to be. Visit your doctor, even if you don't have money, but at least talk to a doctor or a friend, somebody. Have your little pap smear, your little prostate check, those of us who are above 40. And the women who are above 40, I think, is a prostate and for your pap smear. Check your mental health. A lot of people in Dominica walking around not well mentally. Plenty, plenty, plenty. In high places too. Low places, ordinary places, across places. No, I do not know, so I cannot diagnose people. But to me, I don't know. Sometimes when I hear people talk and the things I see they do and say suggests to me that that doesn't seem to be normal behavior. Am I going to call anybody crazy? No. But I'm saying we should check our mental health, because that is paramount. Without a good mental health, we can be in trouble. So that is my wish list. Number 2. And when I promoted my program earlier, somebody said, at this time of year, that is not necessary. So I do not know who it is, a random person under my post. And I'm telling myself, but Lord, why would that person say it is not necessary that I talk about my wish list at Christmas? I don't wish to have money and to be popular and wealthy, rich. I just wish that things work out for the majority of our people in the system, not just in Dominica, because I have people and fans and friends checking me out from around the world, including my colleague professors and my students. I hear it from them every time we speak. They follow my program. So I'm not just doing this thing here because I want to talk to a Dominican population alone. I'm speaking to us all. I take my message very seriously. Prepare myself every Sunday, groom, put myself in order to come here to give my 1 power hour for free. I'm not doing any podcast and making money. I am coming and give this information for free. Now, other people can probably do it, but I'm doing it the best I can. So that was my wish list number 2, especially for the individual who felt that at that time of the year, that is not necessary. What did he think I was calling to do? Coming to talk about the same crazy shenanigans, political shenanigans that they speak about every day? No, that's not me. If you know me, that's not how I message. That's how I message. Prosperity. Prong number 3. Prosperity. What is prosperity? To prosper. Well, do not use a word to define the word. What is prosperity? To achieve at a certain level whereby that achievement can be seen, shared, and passed down, or pass across, or pass up, or around to others, or share with them as well. Because if I prosper, that means I have earned, I have achieved. If I am surviving, I have very little to give. Because survival is the most basic human endeavor. Thriving and prosperity go hand in hand. When you thrive, you are on your way to prosperity. But if you're just surviving, living from paycheck to paycheck, not even sure how you're going to feed your family the next day or the next week or the next month, it's okay. And many people survive. But you do not want to remain in survival mode. You want to thrive and you want to head towards prosperity. How do you do that? You establish inheritance. What is inheritance? I just mentioned it is what you do with prosperity. To have and to maintain that which you have and pass it on to others. Preferably people in your family line, family tree. People who would not take that inheritance and pass it on to other people who do not have any direct connection with the inheritance. That's one of the issues. I won't say too much about it now, but inheritance is a serious business. And some people say, oh, some people in Dominica in society have more than some. But they don't understand that inheritance started somewhere. So we must begin our inheritance tree. I had wonderful parents. I still have a parent alive, my wonderful mother. And she inherited stuff from her grandmother that she has passed on. My father inherited stuff that was passed on. Must the inheritance stop there? We pass it down to others across, up, with the hope that those people in the family tree that is passed to maintain it in the family. So in 3, 4, 500 years' time, this inheritance culture would remain in the family. And the same way there are families of big name in Dominica today and in the world today, this Bruno family could be a family with a big name based on wealth, based on inheritance, based on prosperity. So my wish for us this Christmas season is that you pass on anything that you have, and a lot of things is valuable, not just land and house and intellect. Songs, poems, plays, pass those on to people. Let them own them, your children. And put them in a trust actually. Don't just give it because you could give it and you could sell it tomorrow. Put your business in a trust and let it remain there, managed by someone. Gift people stuff. Will stuff to individuals. Save as much as you can. Invest your money in stocks. Buy gold, the same gold that the people pass around and bought from us. We should not have sold our golds to the people when they were passing around, buying all our good gold. Hold on to some valuables. Secure your earnings. Take out a life insurance or a mortgage or stuff like that. Create things in your name, not just depending on the government to give you money. My prime minister give me money. No. Create industries that you're going to earn, register it in your name and make money from it. That is how you prosper. That is how you get inheritance. Help others. Help others to grow. Protect people. Protect investments. Build strong foundations for Dominica's future. Relying on a politician to give you money to pay your bill cannot be the way we should go in 2024. We can begin from scratch. And I'm speaking to very wealthy people, who told me that the father or the great-grandparents, when they started business, were not very wealthy. They were people doing agriculture on people's land, but today they are multi-millionaires doing agriculture on their own 60,000 acres of land. It starts somewhere and with someone, and you can be that someone to start the wealth and prosperity in your family. By first not relying on politicians. Oh my God, it hurts. The amount of people in the system who rely on politicians to take them out of a sticky situation. When once you start that, it's a slippery slope. My wish is that we break away from this mendicancy system. And you see, I'm suggesting ideas. I'm not calling you names. I'm not saying you lazy or greedy, like some do. I've never done that to my beautiful people. I am just saying, let us try something new. I am trying it. You can do it too. And you don't have to own land and house and everything all at once. At least begin by owning an idea, putting the idea into action, fetishizing it, and we can teach you how to do those things. Guys, you can contact me individually. I can help you to try to create the possibilities of prospering. I'm not the guru of that, but we can help each other. You help me, I help you. Respect our young people. And you think that you are the answer to Dominica's problem. No, you are not. You cannot be serving almost a quarter century in power and think you are it. Especially when you have very little to show for what you have done. Blaming hurricanes that have happened how many years ago for what you didn't do. C'est pas ou pas jeune encore. Ma jeune encore. Nous pas venir jeune. C'est l'âge qui a passé assis nous. Let us create an opportunity where we respect the youths. Some of them singing nasty business. Let them sing their nasty business. Don't frown on it. Parce que vous ja fait nasty business ou. I'm speaking in my Dominican preferred language for the message to land where I want it to land. Because, as I always tell my colleagues, Creole is my first language. I was taught to speak English, but my family, my parents are Creole. Well, the British call us Creoles. But the culture, in terms of the hybridization of expressions that we speak, was given to us by our ancestors. So yes, the British man taught me to speak English, and I think I speak it fairly well, but I am a first and foremost a Creole person. So I use the idiom to touch people in specific areas. So I'm sorry, my followers in the international world, you may have to kind of denote what I meant by some expressions that I normally use, because sometimes I go to the source. But the point I'm making is we have to respect the youth, man. The young people are beautiful, man. We judge them too much. We worry about who they love. Même si on nomme les aimer on nomme, what that has to do with you? If that's what it is, that's what it is. If a guy loves a guy, I can't fight the guy and the guy. That is it. Wake up. You're not living in the past anymore. If a girl and a girl believe that they are the best match, what do I have to say about that? But to encourage them to follow their heart and do what it is that make them happy. I don't castigate people and judge people. And I pay these, or too many of you are judging the young people. Mistake. We should not be judging our young people. We should embrace them, because they are the backbone of our prosperity. I am doing well. I still feel young. And I think by the grace of the Almighty, I will be young for a long time to come, because I intend to remain young. I teach young people. I'm exposed to young people. I understand them. They strengthen me. So I plan to be young as long as I can be young. I'm not going to dye my hair as some of my colleagues and make sure every time before I go out my dye is properly on. The whites come, I keep the whites. I have nothing to try to look younger than I am actually that I actually am. I am proud to be aging. Now, if I'm going to do a movie, or let's say I'm going to an occasion and I feel like doing a little less white or more white, I can do whatever I feel like doing. But I'm not going to specifically be a slave to looking younger. So those of you that's in my age group and looking half my age, that's a matter for you. I am growing older, and I'm accepting me growing older with how my life changes. Respect the youth. The youth are the backbone of Dominica's and any country's prosperity and economy. That's my point number 3. Wish list number 3. And I'm hoping that the person who questioned me about, oh, now is not the time for that, I'm hoping they are following. Because I'm just simply expressing what I wish for myself, my people, and my country. Here we go. Wish list number 4. And that is the one that's closest to my heart. Real unity. Let it be known that I, Alex Bruno, have retired the word unity as a singular expression. I am adding real to the word. So from now on, when I speak of unity, I'm going to speak of real or real unity. Because unity seems to be now an overused, abused cliche of people just accepting the term and using it willy-nilly to whip up support, but they are doing very little to show their call for unity. Unity is, to me, not that cliche thing that it has become a useless expression. In my books, unity is a real practice, and I have a dossier on unity, political unity for Dominica, that is there and probably has not been read by many, if any. If they had read the dossier on political unity, there would not be plans to be forming another political party or 2 or 3 or 4. We would be having conversations among each other. Show me what you have now, Alex. Oh, you have that? Okay, so we can probably kind of agree to disagree. Let's tweak that. Let's do that. Let's do that. No, everyone wants to start. Everyone wants it to be their design. But not everyone can design because not everyone is driven by selflessness. Because it is some people's selfishness that is having them calling for unity. And from the president of Dominica down now talking about unity, you know. And I never heard the person who is president now ever spoke about unity, ever, ever, ever. All of a sudden, the president is doing it. No, no problem. I'm not saying that the president does not mean the call for unity. Fine. In fact, I happen to love and support my president. She's Dominica's president, the first woman to serve in that office. Why would I not support my Kalinago woman, Dominican president? There's no reason for me not to support the president. And I'm happy that the president has taken the call for unity. And I believe the president is genuine about the call. And other people now are talking about unity now, you know. Show me what you have. When you call for it, what do you have to support that call? And I can show you. In fact, ask Carlos. Let him show you the manifesto of Team Unity Dominica. Let him show you the Constitution that is written, signed, delivered, accepted by the electoral office. In fact, go and let the chief electoral officer show you Team Unity's Dominica plan for unity. A plan that some should read. Because I believe in that kind of unity. That is a real practice, not a show, not a call to action, not a cliche. I heard the Prime Minister calling for unity today. Maguisa. Probably he's serious. I support him. I believe in him. He's my Prime Minister. But the way he has run the country leaves a lot to be desired. You cannot not support your Prime Minister. He's your Prime Minister. But we have to ask questions of our Prime Minister. Why are you doing the things you're doing? You are dividing and calling for unity then. How now? So that can't be unity. So I'm using now real unity. That's my new call. And I have not touched the opposition yet, you know. Because I'm not opposition, I'm progressive, alternative. Those same opposition are talking about uniting, unity, and being selective about it. And when people go and do things to unite with them, they say you cannot speak on our platform. Don't let me get started here, you know. I'm not giving one blow and save the other, you know. This call for unity in Dominica is a facade. It's something that people just do because, okay, it's gonna sound good. I used to hear Alex doing it. I never supported him, but now I'm gonna use it and forget Alex. People will forget about Alex and whatever. Oh, really? You're not gonna steal my thunder, my fire, and my legacy. I have rolled over too many times. And this new year, I'm going to stand up and claim what really I should claim and fight for our people. And defend my legacy and my honor. And some of you too might land in court to answer certain claims. Because people say sometimes, let's let people be. No. Sometimes you have to challenge people. And there's one I put on notice publicly. He lives in St. Thomas. I live in the United States. And we have the same pretty much jurisdiction when it comes to law and order. And I will anyway, let me leave that there. So I am going for real unity in the new year, not just unity anymore. I'm not going to use that term anymore. Anytime I use that term, it's real unity. And I guarantee you before the end of next year, everyone else that's using unity now will come to real unity. In fact, I'm retiring unity. You guys can keep the unity call you're calling for. Because I don't think you're interested in unity. If you were interested in unity, we will be speaking around the table as we speak. All like now. You, Mr. Prime Minister, you, Madam President, you, Madam Leader of the Opposition, and et al. We will be speaking. We speaking? So how can that be a call for unity? Where is your plan? Where is your blueprint? I remember calling one, and anyway, leave that alone. So unity is a cliche expression that I'm retiring in 2023, and I'm going with real unity moving forward. I don't think unity is a noun. Some people use it as a noun or a thing. For me, it's a practice. It's a verb. And I learned long ago a verb is an action word. Show me what you have done to unite. And don't come and tell me I form a new party because I should unite with workers. I was with part of workers before and they didn't want unity. So I said, let me try and do it another way. So don't come give me that BS about me joining a thing and calling unity. You know better. Many of you that sit down there playing quiet, all you know what has been happening. Anyway, leave that alone. So real unity places this thing I call equity on unity. What is equity? Man, speak to people in mortgage and finance and insurance. They will tell you equity is earned value on things, man. That's what I know it as. So equity is that thing that you have. Political equity is your ability to be able to be elected, to be able to speak with people, to be able to bring sides together. So I have political equity in Dominica. Many people don't have, or they have lost it, or it's not on the same level. Because whoever was calling for selling passport and doing that, you can't have the same kind of political equity as somebody who has committed no political sin. Those of you who are in office for how long, on the back of a system that is skewed, what kind of political equity you have? I mean, you're winning, yes, but at the end of the day, come on. So that's what I'm talking about. Equity is that thing that is added to the thing. And unity has to have equity. Show me your plan. If you're going to talk about unity from moving forward, show me your plan. And my plan is there. I will show you the plan that I have when we talk about unity. And not a plan to benefit me. A plan to benefit our people and our country. But a plan is one thing. Having people follow you is another. Implementing the correct strategies to manage that plan for unity is another. And even when you have the strategy, the logistics and the deployments, the implementation is another. Guys, it is not easy. I mean, this is a tricky thing. This thing called politics or electioneering. And many people believe that they have it all, they know it all, and they will do it their way, and that's how it's going to work. And I just listen and I smile. And I say, only if they knew what they do not know, they would know what they did not know. You cannot wish yourself to win an election in Dominica as we speak, or any part of the world. Strategy, logistics, implementation of the plan. And it doesn't have to be your way all the time. Sometimes you may plan to do it that way, but when the time comes to do, you have to change, because dynamism in politics is real and things change overnight. So you cannot just start by saying that's how we're going to do it, and I win all those seats before and I'm going to win them again. It doesn't have to be. And Dominica is not a difficult place to win an election. I have said so many times. And now they're telling me, go and win. Now I have my party. I never say that I can make a party and go and win. Because it doesn't take one person, it takes a lot of us. But if I had certain election machinery, if I had the election machinery that the Labour Party has, I would not lose an election. And if I had the election machinery, not election machinery, if I had the base and the support that other people in the system in Dominica has, I would beat the Labour Party. I'm not boasting. No, we are establishing ourselves, and it might take a bit longer for things to happen, but it's going to happen. Like it or not, it's going to happen. You work with a plan, you believe, and you implement. So I have said a lot, but I have successfully discussed my wish list for the 2023 Christmas season. I am not too sure that there is anyone with a question or comment. I do not look at who is listening. I do not give personal shout outs. I just come here and deliver a message. because this message is going to be there for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 years. And people will be seeing this message long, 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 long after me. So shouting people out right now, to me, it's just getting in the way of the message. So I do not do the shout out. I do not single out people. In fact, there could be nobody viewing right now, but other people will view in the future. So every program I do is a viral moment. Producer, if there's any standout message, please share it, because I'm ready to maybe answer 1 or 2 questions and get out of here. I am joining Carlos live on the TUD program at 3 o'clock. So you need to tune in for that. Carlos is delivering his Christmas Day message. So I'm going to give him some support. But if there is any quick message, comments, question, I will deal with it and move on. Let me have a quick look to see if there's any. I'm not too sure that there is any. So let me just move on, guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking in the message. I'm hoping that at least one person finds what I present here to be worthy. And if that's the case, my job would have been done. Thank you. And I'll see you on Sunday for the final program of 2023, when I'll present my piece on electoral reform. Have a wonderful Christmas season and a bountiful and progressive 2024. May the Creator guide, bless, and protect you until we meet again. Ciao.